again. This is the Professor's Full Sippers. Sorry about that. On the wrong, of course, you have come yet here again to find about the starters of the Cogoma region. It is a region that I discovered myself, and I'm so happy to, of course, send you on your merry way into discovering the great Pokemon that are over here. Now, I do not really know all of them, so I really need your help to make sure to actually discover them and get to know them a little bit better. The starters are some Pokemon that, of course, I was able to not only find myself, but of course start to learn. You will be able to take one of these within your journey with absolutely no problem, and of course I hope that you make great friends with them. This is your briefing on the second evolution of this called starters, so I hope that you pay attention and that you like it. Okay, so we go with the second evolution of our grass starter. The grass starter is supposed to be, of course, a tiny little shy monkey that likes to sing but doesn't like to be perceived. So the second evolution is kind of like breaking away from that shell and making sure that he actually enjoys singing and enjoys the attention that other people give him. So as of the moment, we are basing him on different types of TT monkeys, or mono TT that we call over here. This is, again, just a different type of monkey, technically not from the same family, but I just thought that it was kind of like a neat progression from the ornate monkey TT that was the first evolution, and now making him have like a glorious mane and kind of like just saying like, this is me now, like just kind of like a small kid trying to show off and things like that. So yeah. Say hello to Tamosrin, the wholesaler Pokemon. Tamosrin breaks free from the shy spirit and tries to gather a big crowd to listen to their singing. They like to sing together anytime that a person or other Pokemon goes past their trees. While still unexperienced, they have a powerful vocals that charm or damage their opponents. And yeah, that's pretty much the little cappuccino TT monkey that I decided to make as the second evolution. I still think that he's cute. I just would like to make sure to actually, maybe within a second passing of making this design, make him a little bit more grass-like. Sometimes the moss doesn't show up perfectly, but from time to time you will be able to tell that it's grass. Though I think that should be seen a little bit more in their design. However, this is Tamosrin for right now. Hope you enjoy it. Okay, and on to the fire starter. This time I wanted to make sure to lean into the blacksmithing inspiration for the starter. Now, the first evolution is just meant to be the little armadillo, woolly armadillo that has kind of like this fire ability and is very kind of like warm because of the fur and things like that. This time I wanted to go into, of course, from it rolling around so much, what would happen to the rocks on its back. And the whole idea is that he becomes a little bit of a blacksmith himself. He starts to purify those rocks and melting them into the metal minerals and ore that is within its back. So he is slowly but surely kind of like shaping his own armor around his body. That's the whole point of this little Pokemon. And he's by far, unfortunately, my favorite of the three, but don't tell the others that I said that. Yeah, the design and inspiration for it is just an armadillo that is creating its own armor. Specifically about the drawing, I simply make sure for him to look kind of like this is a burden for him, kind of like, you know, a middle evolution that is not quite as mobile as he used to be, and of course not quite as yet fully happy with his own body and his own of course, armor around him. So I wanted it to feel kind of like, moving through that stage of refining his work and things like that. Say hello to Tiatosi, the Burden Pokemon. Tiatosi's back starts to melt due to the high body heat. The rock they accumulate during their young life then becomes heavy and cumbersome. They prefer to not move much within this stage, but before they evolve, they become very active and start to shape their rock exterior. So again, this guy is still all about just rolling around, just being beefy and kind of like having to carry this heavy rock and heavy metal within their back. I just like this dude. I just think it's very cute, very fun. And again, just making it a little bit of a burden before becoming its full self. I think it's kind of like inspiring just within its storytelling perspective. So I truly hope you like this guy as much as I do. Alright, moving now to the water starter. The water starter was something that I had not planned too much before just making it. So all that I really wanted to do was just kind of like a water lizard. Early sketches of this type of line, I try to make it kind of like a punk rock Pokemon and just making it kind of like a rambunctious punker, things like that. But I really wanted to kind of go with the things that Game Freak does, where normally one of the three Pokemon is a little bit more feminine than the other two. Not always, but sometimes they do that. So I wanted this Pokemon to be kind of like bratty, become kind of like, since I'm making them based on music, I wanted this to be the pop star, the diva, and yeah, kind of started to shape like that. And by the way, whenever I made these designs, brat was not a thing, but yeah, this is pretty much the brat Pokemon. Just so that you have it in mind. Just again, having inspiration from the actual place that I'm coming from, Colombia. I kind of based this mainly within Shakira and things like that. And yeah, I think it shows a little bit on the sketch over here because the third evolution goes a little bit away from being more humanoid than normal. But this one I think is a very solid middle evolution that kind of shows what type of Pokemon, what is their personality and things like that. Anokoi, the diva Pokemon. Anokoi are very territorial and vain. During battle, they become oppressive and try to show off, either to the detriment of their opponent or to themselves. Many believe that the Pokemon chooses you, but for Anokoi this is a fact. If you're not a strong trainer, Anokoi will not listen to you and even leave you. Yeah, once more, this is the diva. This is supposed to be a Pokemon that knows their worth and that knows exactly what they want out of a battle or out of a show-off. So they're supposed to represent that, and I think it's just very fun. Again, the first evolution was supposed to be a little bit more lizard-like, but I eventually wanted to make sure that it was a dragon Pokemon. And yeah, I think this is just a very solid design that I come up with really quickly, and I really like how it turned out. I hope that you like it as much too. So, did any of those guys convince you? Would you take any as your starter Pokemon? I certainly hope they are, and they do not show up too much within nature, but hey, if you want to see the final evolutions, just make sure to come here within a few days. Bye bye!